Welcome back. Our sponsors at the Eastgate mission aim to provide a home for the homeless, a place where everybody matters. Here with more details is founder and CEO Lawrence J. Moore Jr. Thanks so much for coming in today.
You're welcome.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background first and why you wanted to start the Eastgate mission?
My background, I grew up as a church boy. You know, my mom always taught us morals and to do the right thing. And I took a little transition in my teens, you know, hanging in the streets and being a bad boy. And then I ended up just getting my life back together, getting back involved in ministry, church, and I had a passion for the community where I came from. And I always had a passion to want to help homeless people, people addicted to drugs, alcohol, and I always wanted to make a difference in my community. So being a pastor opened that door for me to do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be the quote-unquote type of religious pastor, right? So I wanted to be involved in the community. So that's where I got my start at.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you're also a published author as well,
Yes.
right? Tell us about your book.
I didn't even know I could write a book.
Don't know until you do it, right?
Just being in the house bored, I just, you know, relationships have always been big for me, and never knew how to have a proper relationship. So I learned about having a proper relationship. And I said, well, through my failures and my flaws, I learned how to do the right thing in a relationship. So I said, let me write about it. And my first book was Real Men Speak Womanese. And people ask me, what is womanese? And I said, well, it's a woman's own personal language. You know, not the one you've been with, but get to know the one that you're with. And then my book, Private Generation, was just, you know, I grew up without a father. So I always had a heart for teens who didn't have a father, and I ended up writing that book as well, amongst others.
Okay, you stay busy. Let's talk about some of the services that you're able to provide at Eastgate.
So some of the services we provide at Eastgate, drug rehab, we're connected with White Deer, amongst other, you know, rehab facilities, job placement with Remedy staffing along with Lindsay. They come and do job fairs at our mission. Mental health, we're connected with Spectrum. So we send a lot of our residents, with the mental thing going on, we send them over to Spectrum. We provide a lot of different other services too, as well.
Very nice. Okay. Talk to me a little bit more about that job training and employment opportunities that you guys have to offer.
So upon coming to Eastgate, you know, we do an assessment of all our residents, and a lot of the biggest thing is no employment. So we want to get them jobs so that we can get them a room or a house to help end their homelessness. And I just happened to meet Lindsay, you know, a while ago when I needed a job. These were some years ago. And we just connected. So whenever we have a new turnaround with our residents, she come in and she do a job training, research, and placement for us there at Eastgate.
That is, you know, a really amazing thing that you're doing. It's kind of, you know, meeting people where they're at and giving them the tools to be able to, you know, further their life and their advancement.
Yes, that's our ultimate goal. You know, I came back to Buffalo in 2015. My brother passed and I decided to stay here, and I was almost homeless. I lived with my mom. You know, I was 40, almost 50, you know, living with my mom, and this just wasn't it. I took a job at the city mission and just saw that there was a greater need to do better things and offer more services for people that's struggling in that area. Yeah.
So where are you located, and how can people get in touch with you if they're looking to tap into some of the services you have to offer?
2016 Genesee Street. We're in a contract with Erie County Social Services, so all our residents come straight from downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they want help, they got to go to social services, and then social services will direct them to us or one of the other homeless shelters that provide services.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's been the most rewarding part about you said you actually started this doing and providing services and helping at home, and now you're able to actually have a building and an establishment. What's been the most rewarding part?
The most rewarding thing is I walked in my office about a month ago and had a card under my door, and I opened the card. It says, Bishop, when I came to your shelter, I was in darkness. I was on the brink of suicide, and I lost my family. And he said, since I've been here, I regained all of that back. He's one of our success stories.
That's amazing. Well, you're doing great work in our story. Thank you so much for coming in
Thank you
and
for
sharing
having me,
more.
Chelsea.
Viewers, if you would like more information on our sponsors at the Eastgate Mission, they are located at 2016 Genesee Street in Buffalo. Thanks again for coming
Thank
in.
you.